the Power Medicine Woman. And I am grateful to be here. So I hear the TV playing on the other room, and I think it may actually be too noisy. So I'll be right back. Ha! Here I am. I had to go fix the TV set. Oh, all I could hear was the TV playing in the other room. So hello, everybody. Yes. Ah, let's try this again. But I made it, and it looks like all you wonderful people have made it too. Oh, I'm just lining up with the spirits. There's a lot of information about this energy that's happening. And everybody talks about retrograde and things like this. But the only thing I hear is energy balancing. When I ask Spirit, I says, okay, tell me more about what's going on. And anytime there's relationships, if it is out of love, it's out of sync, goes into the negative, it's energy being imbalanced. And it can get very confusing at first, but they're just a mirror of you. And we have to learn to begin to see life as a mirror. So even though they're in front of you, if you're pointing the finger, so please just remember that you're really pointing to yourself. There are parts of you that you may have rejected. There are parts of you that said, oh, I have to learn about the emotion anger or pride. Learning to take responsibility to how I'm choosing to see it. There's all these different ways of seeing things. And what's important is we begin to notice all those different ways. Because without it, you're going to get yourself stuck in the ego. And what I refer to ego is a electromagnetic omni guidance, I'm watching all these hearts, it's funny. Ego is electromagnetic guiding omni apparition. And you haven't quite taken and brought your creation into solid form yet. And when you begin to do so through the ego, then you begin to notice the vibration is, this is real, this is real, this is real. You're able to turn it into a matter, which is just slowed down energy. But when you begin to over identify with that ego lens, that is when the emotion is starting to help you to learn what isn't love. That's a good thing, because then you wouldn't be able to know what love is without knowing what it isn't. So what's very important to understand is that when you begin to find out what it isn't, you have to decide if you're going to take and accept, believe, and put your willpower in it. People think they don't do that. Okay, you're angry. You accepted it, you believe it, and you gave it your willpower. Now, some people can take and feel that emotion on the different scale that they're supposed to, because that's what the soul contract said. And the problem is when you get stuck, as people say, or the feeling is at its strongest and it doesn't know how, you're just like, you get wrapped up in the emotion. And I can't tell you how many people will turn around and tell me that emotions have nothing to do with their health. I'm like, okay, fair enough, that's your belief. And then I have people tell me that emotions have nothing to do with their life. Life's just shitty. I think you might want to rephrase that. Because when you begin to learn the laws of the universe, you begin to notice that in another perspective, you get to see something that nobody else gets to see. You get to dive deeper into something you thought you already knew. If you work with your spirit, you're going to allow yourself to take yourself to the next level. When people say, oh, I'm spiritual, but they don't do any of the work, what does that mean? I'm sure you've seen people out there. Well, if they don't really put the two and two together, that emotions have a lot to do with what creates their life, what affects their life, then they won't start taking responsibility for that. Because if I were to say, oh, I see that you have energy loss into anger. I'm not angry. Well, you're not hearing me through your higher self. And that can be a bit of a problem because I need you to hear me on a spiritual level. I need you to hear me through the heart, through your gut, through your higher self. I need you to hear me. So when I'm giving people their readings, it isn't about, oh, here's your flaw. It has nothing to do with that. It's nothing to do with blaming you or the other people. It has nothing to do with it. It is looking at your lens of how you see your life. You know, everybody's like, oh, but I'm logical. I'm smart. That doesn't. You need to see with your heart. And you need to be able to have that compassion. And right brain people have a tendency to be more into that compassion part. Now, you can't just be all right brain. You've got to be able to bring it into the physical. Okay? The more you begin to work with the integration of the two halves of you, the better. But if you start to divide yourself and say, oh, I can only be logical because that's what I'm told I'm supposed to be, first of all, listen to what I just said. I can't be. That's a choice. Therefore, you must accept it and believe and give your willpower. And why can't you? Because somebody else made the choice for you and then told you that that's the only way it goes. But wouldn't you want the power back? Wouldn't you want the power of choice back? And what I find when people do that, that's because it's their loved ones. Oh, it's my loved ones. I can't do that to my mom and my dad. I can't do that. And I'm not telling you to blame mom and dad. I'm telling you that you don't have to live that way anymore. You were born in the meat suit. You're older now. And it's time to unlearn and unwind those things that no longer serve you. Did you hear that? Because when you no longer serves you, you have to begin to develop those areas that became arrested, that you weren't being able to develop before. So, like for instance, I had to take accounting because that's what my dad wanted. But what if you were an artist? There was a movie called The Funny Kind of Story. And this teenager or young man, I can't remember how old he was, tried to commit suicide, didn't quite do it, and then checked himself into a mental hospital. Now, he had to be put with big people, the adults. And as he began to be amongst them, it's like, art, why would I want to sing? No. Why would I want to do that? No. And as he began to, all right, fine, he started to draw. He's like, that excited his soul. He let loose and tried something new and sang. That excited his soul. When he got done with that, I can't think of 30 days, there was a part of him that realized, wow, I can make my own decisions. I thought I had, but I don't want to be this. I want to do this. I want to do what excites me. And how many times have you checked out and said, I can't do that because you see the feeling. the feeling drives you and says that you can't, I would have you do a healing tool. My favorite is to use hope therapy. And it'd be a one-on-one, and I would say, the reason you can't is because this emotion is telling you that you have to act this way. Now you're going to use your meridian pulse points, and you're going to use your frontal lobe where you create reality, and you're going to be able to use this tool to help you just really look at how much you are attached to it, how much willpower is there. And then when you get to that next stage, you can decide, you know what? That's a have to. And sometimes have to means you can't change, but not in healing. Healing says, yes, you can. And you wouldn't believe it because those thoughts are going apeshit. Those emotions are just going to the point where anxiety comes in. But then when you hold those points and you begin to heal and you begin to feel, and something magical happens in your body because your innate healing takes over. Your innate healing takes over. When you're doing this alone, you're electromagnetic beings. The electromagnetic in your hands start to draw the blood up to the frontal lobe. Your blood is electromagnetic. And when the blood starts flowing to the frontal lobe, which creates your reality, it starts breaking down the chemical peptide of the emotion that has a stronghold on you. Do you understand? So healing is very important because it changes the thinking. It changes the way that you feel. It changes, hey, I don't really have to accept that and believe that. And I don't have to, wait a minute, you mean I have a choice? And you get to take your willpower back. And there's other healing tools that I have found and I have created and I have mixed together, the eclectic of healing, to be able to take you to that next level. And I've had people come to me today and they're just distraught. And it's like, oh my God. And they said, I'm so heartbroken. I said, okay. You know, so soul coaching at its best, going over and says, we're going to first take care of this emotion before we find out why you had to have it. Your soul tells you why you have to have it. And then that person was so distraught that their emotions changed. And they're like, where'd it go? And I said, it's not gone yet. Let's keep going, unless you want to keep it. No, I said, you get to keep your memories. You just don't have it, the emotions own you. And then they got confused. And then I said, okay, hold another point and think of confusion. And they're like, wait a minute, you can heal being confused? I thought that was like a state of being where it's physical, like, it is part of the emotions. So they held that point a little longer. And then at the end, the thing that was plaguing them didn't anymore. Those emotions didn't have a hold. And you're like, whoa. And then their thoughts are clear. And they're like, oh my gosh, I can handle this now. I can do this. And I said, yes, because at one point you couldn't cope, handle, deal, or pacify, or even manage. But when you begin to take the innate healing and you use tools instead of drugs and other things, you use yourself and you become an active part of your own healing. And all of a sudden it's like, whoa, you gain control without realizing it over the emotions. You feel freer. Then you don't just have to cope, manage, deal, pacify. You resolve to now you're able to use your logical mind without throwing in irrational thinking. Okay, you don't have to cut everything out and throw it away. You can literally have your heart and your gut and your higher self all involved in learning how to take that next step. Now you have to unwind. So let's say you came to me and you didn't have emotional crap, but you're tired of a pattern. Why do people always step on me? Why am I? Well, then the soul will tell you. That's what the readings are about. You know, when I give you a minute and a half read, what happens? You get to hear what your soul is saying. You get to hear how your animals see you. I have more animals that come to me and say, hey, could you take care of my owner? You know, they don't know they're doing this pattern. You know, they don't know they're selling out. They don't know that the pain, the emotion is causing this. But can you just tell them? And you know why they come to me? Spirits, angels, animals? Because they know that a tool works. They have seen your sufferings. They have heard you prayer. They have heard you cry. And they don't want you to have to suffer anymore. You know, why do you need to choose pain and suffering? Why do you need it? Why do you need to blame others? What? Because you're hurt. You have pain. You can't figure out what the fuck's going on. Why is this always happening to me? Bad stuff happens because one of the laws of the universe is not working properly. You don't have the energy balanced. And if your ego's in charge, it's just going to say, it's out there. But your inner world creates your outer world. And if you're sitting there lambasting another person just because you're hurt and you're blaming and you're trying to find an answer, you need to stop and listen to your soul. Allow yourself to take that next step and go, wait a minute. Is there an emotion controlling me? Yes. Is there a pattern controlling me? Yes. I came in with the pattern that it said that, all right, I restrict myself the moment I come in, and I'm going to let that Shawnee energy affect me, and which is about taking and having bad luck. Why in the hell would I want that? Well, it's because I had aggression in a past life, and I don't know exactly what I did. I didn't need to know, but I did know that at 3 years old, I didn't want to be angry anymore. I did not want to follow along the bloodline. I didn't want to be like that. I wanted to stop it altogether. And I did. I stifled that anger, that aggression. I did not want to see me blow up and hurt people like I saw my father. I didn't want that. Now, do you hear? I made a choice and a belief, and I used my willpower, but I stifled it inside my physical body. And then my whole body started to cause pain, but hey, I was free and clear of feeling any aggression. I could feel everybody else's aggression, but I wasn't able to stand up for myself because I had cut that off. Does this make sense to you? So when you begin to take and release the stifling, the shoving it down, the emotionally repressing it because you didn't want to feel it, you got to know that there is a way that you are connected and hardwired for joy, not suffering, for joy. There's just been a lot of accumulation of hell that kept you from it. You can resolve those. You can be free of those. Why am I doing this? A lot of people come to me and they say, I've really seen how you've grown, how you've moved forward, and how you don't take things personal, how'd you do it? Okay, a lot of people died on me. How did I handle grief? Well, at the time when I was younger, I didn't handle it very well. And it stayed that way. And then I started using tools. And wow, that grief does not control me anymore. I'm able to communicate with the other side now. I couldn't before because I had a big old wall up. And, you know, what happened? You were raped, you were incest, you were molested. Those are just a story now. I'm not repressing it. It doesn't own me. I don't leave and say, hey, hi, I was raped. I don't know. who am I now? And I had a friend come to me every day crying to my shoulder. I'm like, Spirit says, you're not doing her any good by keeping your mouth shut of your spirituality. I thought, oh. And so then I told her, you don't have to suffer so much. And when I began to explain it to her, she's like, oh, yeah. And then I didn't hear from her for a whole year. So then another person, and I thought, oh my God, I don't want to lose any friends. But I seen this person suffer, and so I said, hey, you don't have to go through it. And I gave them opportunity so that they can experience it, because they had no money, they had no way of doing it. And then the energy exchange is what you really have to be careful about. So I gave them opportunities so that the energy would always be balanced. I didn't want to create karma myself. I don't want to create karma for them. And then they were just so afraid that I would see something. And I'm thinking, but don't look through ego. Don't look at yourself through ego. You're this beautiful soul. Anyways, those stories could go on and on. But the point is that I'm here. I'm here and I'm supposed to talk to you. I'm here and I'm supposed to share. Now, if you like anything I've said, make sure you like my page. Make sure that you get notified. And I have an Instagram account I forgot I created years ago, but never really had a phone. I still don't. I've got followers. I'm like, how'd that happen? I have not posted one thing. I am trying to figure out how to get, because you got to have an app for that. So I'm doing my best to manifest a way so that I can do Instagram, because I feel like I'm supposed to do some live videos there. So yes, anybody can have a paid reading. All you have to do is pay $11 for 11 minutes. And some of you, I don't know if you want 11 minutes. Sometimes people only want less. I haven't decided if I'm going to charge less for that, as far as come up with another price. There's a lot of good faces. I like to talk about spirituality because I'm a teacher first and foremost. I just heard a noise. I'm hoping that's just my husband that came home. Not sure. Okay. I started off just as a healer, and I did. Amy. As soon as it pops up, then. And a healer is something that helps other people. I didn't want my babies to be sick. I didn't want any of that pain and suffering. Come on. And it's being a very slow poke here. But Amy will do a reading in just a second. Oh, good, Brittany. Thank you. See, I need to know people want to hear this, because I love teaching. When Spirit told me in 2003, you're going to be a teacher, I just laughed. I said, tell me another joke. No, serious. What? Hey, okay. Now I can't. It's nourishment when Spirit comes through and teaches. Yes, Amy, you came through, sweetheart. Okay. So I still have not found my little speaker, but we can try it. If you would like. Oops, hold on. Now people get to hear. Hey, Amy, is there anything, any particular thing that you want me to check? Why is my soul doing this? Why am, what am I repeating? Or do you have something specific? Or do you want me to just do cold turkey? Oh, I'm so excited to read you guys' comments because I see a little bits of them come through. And you got to remember, all of the other side, all those different planes of existence, these spirits, these souls, because we're all one. And we're all trying to walk ourselves home. And I just love when animals appear, because especially the ones with puppy dog eyes. And I swear the snakes come in with puppy eyes. They'll look at me and go blink, blink, blink. I think just I don't be afraid of it. I've had spiders appear too, but I'm not really afraid of spiders. Only when they move. Ah, the chakras. Okay. All right. We're going to do her chakras. We're going to talk about those chakras, and I'm going to show you a few things because there's such a beautiful thing about it. Shoot, I left my other book out there. It's not a problem. Not a problem. So, let's do this. The only reason I'm stalling just for a second is because I feel it's like somebody's late to the table. And I don't know what that means exactly, except for they want to be here for this. They're here, and I don't know if you have a brother on the other side, but it's that brotherly love type feeling. That makes any sense? Okay. Ooh. Wow, they just put a fur coat on me. That's interesting. I feel like I'm in Alaska. Hold on, this is really interesting. They're automatically saying that you. What? I swear I heard the word dig. You haven't dug into your life. You got to learn how to dig it. Are they trying to say something like 70s slang or something? Like groovy man. I don't know. The fur could represent. Oh, you did lose a brother. Okay, I'm not sure what all the rest of it is for. Maybe the coat is for comfort. It's freezing in here, so maybe that could be for me. I don't know. Hold on. Ready? There we go. Just started it. The hopelessness. So, in the second chakra, relating to how your relationship with other people is, and you have to remember the front is feeling and the back is will. You were willing to give up. What were you willing to give up, my dear? Wow, that went right to the reproductive system. You were willing to give up. Really? Hold on. They're not really coming through. You're willing to give up being fulfilled, that enjoyment of fulfilled, because disapproval hurt way more and had more value than being fulfilled. When you felt that disapproval, it held so much merit that you believed it to be true because it happened at such a young age. It's like you didn't really get the knowing of what being fulfilled was, but you replaced it. So your will in the back. Now it's interesting because the will in the back, I usually see it inward in a person's body. And you have to remember, I have an aura that goes out, and each layer of the aura and the chakra creates within that space. So if it's underdeveloped or not using as much, it'll be closer to the body. Not just the aura, but the chakra. In your case, your will in your second chakra in the back is all the way out, and it's going just past your aura because it's checking to make sure that you never have to feel approval. So it's like a little beacon. And when you feel, and now this is where the second chakra comes in the front, you feel that you're going to get disapproval. It's like, oh, I knew it was going to happen anyway. Then you go into hopelessness, which then begins to affect the heart. Okay, the heart chakra. So those two are playing off each other. Okay. Now, and what does she do something with a feeling? And she feels her way around if people accept her. This started at 1. So the main chakras that you're working with is the second chakra, and your sixth chakra. So those two, the one in the front, your third eye in the front's opening, in the back, it's not as open, but in the front. You have been spiritually learning how to develop your abilities, but what's stopping that from happening completely is the second chakra. Now remember, these top 4 chakras can't be affected unless the first 3 are affected. Even the ground chakra, the 0 one. And they said that you don't really have too many problems with that one. You know, you can be grounded most of the time and then all of a sudden you won't. Okay? But what happens is that because you have that second chakra so far out there, the emotion that really is leading your life, tripping you up, is 1, cloudy thinking. 2, the pride that if you do it wrong, they're going to correct you in an interesting way that is very unhealthy. And it will hurt. Okay? So you dove deeper into spirituality so that you could kind of disconnect from those that are, you seem to have like a sea of people, like not a couple. You have a couple over here that are really, rooting for you like I am. And they seem to be there and they're kind of like your anchor, and that feels really good. So I'm proud of that. And the, okay, now my, right where my bra line is in the back, I don't want to say it's my adrenals, it's above that. And it's like just below where my shoulder blades are. It's all tight. So do you have your hands up a lot like this? Like hairdressers, when they have their hands up like that, it really can, right at the bra line, they seem to have a lot of energy that hurts in that area. But anyways, they said that the sixth chakra, as you are learning to develop, and you kind of pull away, which is for people, which is the second chakra. The fourth chakra in the back is that you have a heart wall up. Isn't it an actual wall? No, but it is a block, because as you are spiritually moving forward and you're learning, you feel very awkward. Let's say you were talking to somebody about spirituality, and you have in your back of mind, they know more than I do. So as soon as they say something that there's a part of you that you're unsure of whether it's correct or not, you then all of a sudden you start to close down that part of yourself, because there's a party that's waiting for them to disapprove of you further. So can you see how they kind of work together? And they said, but you're doing good. You're doing good. But that second chakra is, you have a lot of instability energy, not in the physical, but like when somebody's angry, that's instability. When you feel people resenting, that's instability. So, and then it goes into and triggers your thoughts, then your habit then goes into, okay, I have to be, so are you prideful? No, pride. I have to take pride in myself, and therefore, yes, I have to take pride in myself, and therefore, oh, then you go into silent brooding. That's interesting. Okay. Silent brooding is that you keep it to yourself, but you think and you self-talk back and forth about it, and you brood over what they said because you can't speak up and say what you want. Now we're talking about the fifth chakra. And you've learned in the past that when you've said and spoke up and said something, then they would come back with some nasty ass derogatory word, but say it in such a way that they're innocent. So you must be around narcissists. So it draws out and looks like they're bullying you because it's that automatic program that that you're doing. So now here's the question. We could go further, but which chakra should she work on the most to help disrupt that pattern? Your first? Really? Let's find out why. Because your first chakra split. Really? What do we do? Do we need to repair it? Not necessarily. What's causing the wedge is hopelessness. So the chakra has like a lodged emotion of hopelessness. So it's over time hopelessness, meaning it's a continuation that every time you go to do something, you get, here we go again. It's the same result. So then you end up, over time, it's just like, why bother? And you trudge along and do it, but it's there. It's in that first chakra, and you're supposed to learn how to survive that first chakra. You're supposed to learn how to survive within the tribe, learn to survive in that space of community, and it's learning that your gifts and then using them. But the reason you can't is because you feel attacked. So I would say you need to heal feeling attacked. Now, I would use hope therapy and I'd walk you through it. But since you probably be doing it on your own, try some EFT. Because what you have to pay attention to is that you know what feeling attacked means. You have pictures, okay? You have sound. You have the knowing that you're going to be attacked. Because now all of a sudden my back's starting to hurt, lower by my adrenals. Your body actually goes into, I'm starting to get a dry mouth. So it's, so you go into a panic. Gotcha. But you've learned to overcome that by repressing it. How the back chakra, the sixth chakra, is kind of closed in. And so you're willfully not wanting to spiritually be connected. And so you'll pull away. And so you've emotionally repressed so that you've gone into indifference. You can't feel it, But your body's going, oh, hell, girl. Yes, we can feel it. Okay? You need to learn to maybe just tap it out. You may have to do several rounds. When you're doing it, I want you to do some eye things. Okay, you can do the full gamut of the emotional freedom technique, which I highly recommend, but a lot of people just say, oh, that's too much freaking work. Fine. Even if you just tapped around some points and you're just tapping here as your end point and you have your phrase, just kind of look. And when you look, just dart from one corner to the next and just keep doing your best to just keep, what's going to happen is you're tapping and you're thinking that what's going to be when you pull your eyes away is that you're doing a swoosh pattern. You're literally beginning to pull that pictures and that sound away from how you know it. Okay? Use some EFT. You can find that on my page. It's Medicine Woman for You at Weebly, Medicine Woman for You .weebly.com. Okay? All right. That was good. That was very good. Just double checking. Okay. That was a paid reading, people. She got 11 minutes because she paid for it. She wanted my time and she wanted me to focus on it and get more detail. So thank you very much. I'm trying to get my thing to open back up. Oh, you little boo-boo. Okay. So today, this, I'm not going to get you closer, but this necklace, can you see it? This necklace was given to me because we balanced out some energies. And so Dr. Drjewelsvern from Etsy. And really nice vintage piece. Oh! Well, my crystal just fell for people. Oh, hello. You all right? Well, it's doing its job. Ah, you know what I forgot to do? Light my candle. Oh, I just saw someone's comment. Thank you. It's very good. Yes, I believe in useful information. I give meat and potatoes when I give readings. Alrighty, so again, I'm a healer in first most. Oh, you know what? This is the first time I've ever worn hoops. Thanks to Lenny. She, gave me a Mother's Day present. And so I got hoops. It actually makes you feel really girly. I didn't think so, but I'm working up to the big ones. I haven't quite figured that out. I can just imagine my birds trying to swing on my earrings. I don't think I'm ready for that one. That was interesting. I just saw 41, 41, 41. That was weird. Okay, I'll have to look up what 41 means because it may not be for me. So I got to get a different book. But right now I have an angel book. The angels ask you to keep your positive thoughts as everything you say and think is manifesting into form rapidly. Again, that's the laws of the universe. That's doing that. Okay. Oh, thank you. Amy says, you amaze me. Okay. Now I'm trying to put color in my life. Green, I don't know if I'm kind of washed out or if I need to go darker. I'm going to look up number 5. I can do that. Oh, thank you, Amy. She said it was spot on. Now you can heal that. I love 5. Number 5 is such an awesome number for me. It means change. But in this case, as a significant change is occurring. Ooh. Always for the better. It's a good idea to call upon heaven for help with life changes. Ooh, so you are getting into a change. I can feel it already. So your chakra, your third chakra, is a little muddy yellow from what I can see. That means you're going to have to muster up some courage as you take and become vulnerable. Watch Brenda Brown. You'll understand what I'm talking about. Okay? Now, I'm going to double check to make sure nobody else is paid. Ah, that is a good point. Jennifer says 555 is what? 4 plus 1? Yes. I had 3 5s on an airplane. And just for a second, I'm like, shit, how much change am I going to get in an airplane? So I hurried up and did a healing. It was all good because it was a major change because I've never traveled before. And I was going to Thailand. So my senses came and I was like, oh. Now remember, a 4, anytime you have more than one 4, it just means if you looked at 4, what numerology number 4 is. See, I got to get myself the other book. Oh, somebody's throat's, this chakra's involved with the 4s. That's interesting. So it's not able to speak clearly, but the angels say 444, there are angels. They're everywhere around you. You are completely loved, supported, and guided by many heavenly beings, and you have nothing to fear. Interesting. Hi, Jennifer Leminski. Okay, so 8. I love 8 too. But let's see. Come on. Where's 8? The number 8 signifies abundance and prosperity. The endless loops in this number signifies an infinite flow of money, time, ideas, or whatever else you require, especially for life purpose. The reason there was a hesitation is because we have in ourselves the figure 8, infinity. And sometimes when I'm beginning to help people heal, their eights are all screwed up, even in their aura. And so when I began to discover what that is, I ended up learning from Donna Eden, doing the Celtic leap. Even if you just were to do this and do it at all your joint points, your hips and your knees and your ankles, it's an amazing feeling because it can push people off. I mean, you can do separate or connecting heaven and earth, and you can do that. And as you intentionally breathe and focus and move, you literally can separate people's stuff off of you. Go one step further after you've done like the Celtic weave, okay? Do what's called little fairy flows. Do just little figure eights on your body, especially where you have pain, and you start to connect with that innate healing, which allows your body to start to, oh, yes, let's put more energy in that area, okay? And the screen jumps so much. Yes, 111. When the angels want to get your attention, they'll repetitively throw a number at you, tell you that you're on the right track. And it's like, please pay attention to more synchronicity, not just with numbers, but with so much more. Good point, Jennifer. She's Lucika. 41, 41, 41 is 555. I never thought of that. We can even take it further. But, so is this a sign for me? No. Okay. So was it somebody that's still present? Yes. Anybody that's doing indifference. You're refusing to see the change. So this might go with Amy Jensen that was here. People that panic don't like the number 5 to some degree because it will create change. And change, if you knew what it means death. Not in the terms that you're going to die, but it's a change. Okay, small changes, big changes, changing your underwear, changing your deodorant, please, changing your clothes, changing your facial expression, changing. Because this moment changes to this moment. There's nothing wrong with change, but a lot of people that get hooked into that emotion end up hanging on to that over-identification so much that they fear change because they've lost their faith. They have lost their trust. And they disconnect from spirit, which then leaves them feeling like they're hanging. Oh, someone says, how do you pay for a reading? It should be on the post down below. It is bpower.mw@dr.com. Now you just go to PayPal and you just pay, put that email in and pay for $11. Okay. So Brittany says, wow, I keep getting the death card in my tarot. First thing I keep hearing is what is it that you need to change? So when you pull up the death card, wham, turn around and grab another card and say, what is it? And literally it can start talking to you. Okay? That's why I've got I don't know, I got a bazillion decks here. When you get the change, okay, hold on. No, ooh, no. Yes. Okay, so for instance, heal yourself. I love this deck as well. In a few minutes, we're going to if nobody else has done a want to read, then we're going to do a minute and a half, I think. Ooh, and then hopefully Lenny's here because I cannot really do it without her. And I know that she was taking care of her child that's sick. But anyways, Brittany, you get the change card because, the death card, because you don't have enough faith and they want you to have more faith. You haven't developed that. And then if I asked why, because you're used to your patterns of cycles. And because you're so used to them, it's a form of structure to some degree that it frees you from having to be connected with your creative self. Okay, so the cycles, really need to change, because if you don't change them, then you're never going to be able to be the phoenix and rise. They're saying there's a lot of contempt that you hold. A lot of contempt that you hold about something. And it doesn't matter if it's happening right now, it's whatever's in the past. And they're saying that it's very important that you understand what contempt is, how it is done, how you receive it, how you give it, because it's a form of energy. And the very first time that you felt it, you felt it was at 3, and when you did it was at 8, because this is the pattern of your family. You're supposed to act and be this way. Okay. I'm going to, the spirits are here. They're like all over my head. Yes. Lenore, are you here? She said she'd be right back. And if she's not, then I'm going to have to find out. You're welcome. Oh, well, good. What we'll do, let's see, it should come in then if you sent it. Some people put, spell it wrong. There it is. Yes, we will do that. Any questions? What you want me to address? What do you want them to bring through? Because they have got a lot of thinking. So Lenore, after I read Pamela, and if anybody else wants a reading, then we will do that. Otherwise, I'm going to do a minute and a half. But in order to do that, Lenore needs to. The only way that she's going to know that you want one is if you say, in this case, the words I want you to say is "me, please." So if she sees "me, please," then she'll put your name down, and then she'll send that to me so that I can do it. Otherwise, I can't ever see the screen, and it ticks me off. Yes, let me tell you something, Miss Amy. Your mom almost had an updo. I mean, I had this big poof, and I'm like, oh, I'm jamming with it, and then all of a sudden it's like, and then I took it down, and then probably about 20 minutes later, I had it up like this, and I was like, oh yeah, and I'm like, oh, and then finally, spirits came in, and I'm like, oh, and I was messing it up, and I just felt like she's like, oh. I knew she was here because she was messing with my hair. Okay, so Lenore writes down "me, please." Hopefully she's seeing that. Now remember, share, and I will give you a card, because when they share it, I go to my little share page, and then I give you a card. If you hit love, I give you a card. So sometimes you can take 2 or 3 cards, and it can tell you a story. Even if you didn't get read, you're still getting read if you do it. So, where did she go? Well, crap. That doesn't help because I need Pamela. Oh, lost her. Pamela, what did you want to talk about? Did you want me to just do a cold read? I hope her internet didn't go out. Usually when I don't get a response back, it frees up. There she is. Okay, Pamela. Um, if anything happens to the internet with you, it still will be recorded and you can watch it again. You just have to remember your timestamp. And there goes 5-5 again. And 5-5 down there. Oh, and there's a 5 there. Oh, and a 2-2. Oh, and another 2. Okay, stop. Oh, and a 2-5. Okay, stop. Work and relationships. Gotcha. Work and relationships. Do you want that for work? Relationships, you want to go that first? Work. We're going to do work first. Gotcha. It's easier if you tell me if you have a job or you don't have a job. But when it comes to work, here comes a bunch of people. They say your workspace. There's a very awkward energy when you enter that space. And when you enter that space and create that awkward energy, somehow it creates a discouragement. And then you have to be hysterical to get work done. Interesting. So is this a pattern? That's how she motivates herself. Not very good. Not very healthy on that. Because what I see what it does to the body is that over time, it's really using up energy that's not fat. It needs to burn the fat. It's just taking and creating cortisol, and that's not really healthy. Is it because you don't really love your job? Okay, so love. They said there's a part of you that you need to love your job more. And if you can't do that, then you have to understand why. Okay, so this job, you've learned to become indifferent in it, but the muddled instability just kind of, what are you saying, eats her? Eats you alive. That's her words, eats you alive in her thinking. She becomes very self-conscious. So do you work among people? Because you're a therapist and healer. So now, does that mean you take some things on? No, there's a panic that you're not going to do it right. Oh, so this is an old program that you may not even be aware of. Is this one that's very unconscious? Oh, so and when you enter your workspace, you need to change it. Sage it, but you do that. What I think you should do is there any on the walls? Do you have neighbors? Do you got cars coming in? Do you have whatever it is? I feel like that energy is coming in. That's causing this vibration difference. And if you do have cars that are coming in, you need to put a mirror so that the energy, no matter where you put the mirror so it faces out. So if you have a picture, put the mirror there so it's not facing in. You need it to face out. So energies will start bouncing out. Okay? Because if you're not getting a chance to do what you love and you're doing what you love, but you're not loving it anymore, are you burnt out? No, it's those energies. So we're going right to the 7th chakra. So is it yours? It's theirs. All right, so you will feel other people's personality types. And it's a set of signatures. And one of the things is that do you have a set of people that come through that seem, if you wanted to, you could just be mad about it. You're like, oh my God, did you they set it off in an interesting way, okay? Because you're facing the woods. That's interesting. Do you have a tower? No. They said it's not people or cars. There's something coming in. Is it dimensional? No. Is it from this dimension? Yes. But what is it? Why is that affecting the room? Is it under the ground? Is it a ley line? Okay, so you have energy that's coming through that's in the ground. So could she take and do it outside the house? Could she put it in the room? That could be possible. There's several little different things you can do for that ley line, and that is you can go outside if you can, and you make a crystal grid around, put crystals like double, a crystal that has points on two ends is the best. And then you take and you place them around, and then you can have like copper wiring that can help connect. There's many different little things you can do, and you can also move energy into place of that. There's lots of things you can learn online for it. How to correct ley lines. Inside, I'd put the crystal grid inside, in the four corners if you could. There's a lot of things you can do, but it's and you need to clean up that energy. Is there a vortex in the room? No. But it does affect, that energy does affect your ability within yourself, because they say that as the energy comes through, okay, you're doing your job, but somehow the energy is not healing you like it should be. When you bring in energy through, depending on what you have, it shouldn't be robbing of you. It should just be able to come through and then tap into their innate, and then the healing just continues. You may have this, special abilities that you can connect the energies up, magnetically help the body to tune it, but somehow the energies are not, I don't feel like you're being fed through that energy. You should be. Like when I'm doing these, I'm getting fed. Okay? Relationships. You got a wall up. The separation card has come in reverse. So you're not separating yourself from a particular relationship, or it's separating yourself from a person, a behavior so there's a dance that happens between you and someone else, and that can be very toxic. Like if you're an empath and he's a narcissist, that's a very toxic dance. It's okay, I can be me, he can be him, but yet he doesn't really want a part of your life. And keep yourself an open mind when it comes to relationships, not to lose yourself, but to hold integrity of who you are. Because there's a lot of discouragement going on, and you have him show up that way. Or she. Oh, that's interesting. Do you do this with a lot of people? Yes. Just one. Strongly. That's interesting. This is where I wish that I could be talking to you so we could really narrow it down. This card just flipped over. Because they say that playfulness is actually quite required. Now, as both of you being playful, can you be serious? So what are you telling her? To be more playful with herself? Because that discouraged energy. Wow. I feel like it's all wrong answers, but at the same time, I'm seeing it being completely right, but it's behind you. I don't get this. I'm trusting 100%. Okay, here we go. Make the effort. But I don't want you selling out. They're saying make the effort. Why is there two parts of her? There's two parts. Am I seeing two people? She has to separate. Do you have to separate yourself from what you do and who you are from him? Do you understand what I'm asking? Because I feel like I can hear the one wow, you guys are both the same age, because usually a younger self will show up or an older self will show up, if you know what I mean. Mm. You resonate. Are you trying to be like other couples? Resonate. When you resonate energy, you change the energy to become whatever that is. Does that make sense? And now you're just doing the dance of auto response. Maybe that's why you're supposed to make an effort to become more playful and be open minded. But at the same time, you're not supposed to separate at this time. So if you were thinking about some change, you have to finish out something. What do you need to finish out? You have to heal the fact that sometimes you feel like shit, make to feel like shit. Whether you are made to feel like shit or you make somebody feel like shit, which I don't think that's the case, but what I feel like is you haven't learned that lesson to heal. And you have to heal that actual feeling and that what about me. So if you were to heal those two pieces, and exactly how I said it, what about me feeling, heal that out, and made to feel like shit. You know what that feels like? You need to heal those two pieces out, because you're going to stay linked in that relationship, the way it's moving together. Because if you heal that out, you could actually grow together better. And or if you don't want that, then you can actually resolve, and he can zig and you can zag, depending on which way you guys decide to go. Okay, that was an interesting read. I'm very curious as to who the two parts are. Your contract can't be over yet until you heal that particular part. I think if that's the aim that you're looking for, understand, literally get those two emotions. It's not just one word. Made to feel like shit, heal that out. You know it, heal it out. Because it's literally like a magnet and the law of attraction, and therefore it has to keep happening. So even if you got done with that person, you would be dragging another one in and having to feel that. And then let's say you don't have another person, then you're going to make your friends show up doing that, or your mother, or your father, or you know what I mean. Somebody has got to fulfill that quota, because it's a law of attraction, and it keeps coming back. But if you heal those emotions out, then it just kind of lets it go, and you basically are starting to get done with that particular lesson. It'll come up in layers, but then you'll be able to see how you describe it more, and then you'll be developing you're going to hold your integrity that you don't do something anymore. But get those two things done, get them out. Okay, now hopefully Lenny's got my list up. Come on, wake up. And then we will do the minute and a half reads. And shut down that piece. There. Oh, that's it? Oh, there was more people. All right, clear. Oh, I know it's loud. I gotta get a different timer. Oh, there are people. Okay, ready? What this is a minute and a half. That's what you get. They call your name, you give a read. Boom. And then it'll just go boom, 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 boom. Elizabeth Cruz, you sent payment, but it didn't come through. What I'm going to do is, hopefully it'll come through. Genosika, the very first, what we're going to do is Genosika, your read. Oh. They said that you have like a depression that you're not aware of, but you're covering it up, that feeling, with a little bit of spouting out, and a few oh my god moments of something scary. But what it's happening is that you don't want to feel that. So then there's a part of you that will create a chaos so that you don't have to feel it. So what age did you? mm, 32 is when it was really, but that tell me more about the depression. Is that you had to live through others, and then you constantly are forcing yourself not to, but you do. You kind of toe the line by staying in doing that pattern. There's a lot of guilt. So then you keep going back, you keep going back, and this is a pattern that was created at a very young age, at 5, and so you know how to not happy banter, but be negative thinking about the banter, and you just keep it going so you don't have to feel. But then you have guilt, so then you can't change your pattern. You're stuck in repeating a pattern, and you need to heal those emotions out. And the idea of loftiness, stop thinking you have to be, oh, because they called you a pipsqueak, and you have to be lofty. Got a lot of ones popping up now. A lot of ones. Elizabeth Cruz, it didn't come through as paid. So if you've paid it, you may want to take a picture, send it to me so I can see what went wrong, and then I can correct it. Sometimes people forget the dot. Sometimes they forget and they put a V instead of a B. So next person is Taylor Bull. Kaylee. Pride. Somebody told you you're not supposed to take pride in your work, or you have a hard time taking pride in your work. My back is not killing me, like where my adrenals are. Ooh, is something out of alignment? She's out of line with her third chakra. The will to be able to stand up and be proud of what she's done. What's plaguing her? You're saying there's a plague. There's a lot of guilt. If I tooting your own horn, heal that, because you have to have confidence in what you do. You can show your effort by what you say and do. You've had a lot of people that just stood up to you and said things that, you put value in their criticism. Why? Don't take advice from them. Don't take the criticism from them. So you have to really consider the source of the information, because you wouldn't you wouldn't take millionaire classes from somebody that lives on the street. And just think again, why do you value the criticism? Why do you value that? Okay? Because it's just not doing you any good. You've learned to become indifferent, not bother you. But you know what, honey? You're going to find your integrity, and you got to find your voice, and you got to find your courage, so that you can change that. Okay. Elizabeth Cruz, again, it didn't come through, sweetheart. And like, for instance, if you could through Messenger, send it to me through Messenger if you can, because I don't think you can post anything up there. Yeah. Okay, next person, Raquel Rankle. Oh, I want to smell flowers, but yellow came up. And I wanted to think daisies, but then I seen sunflowers. But then somebody gave me tulips. It's like somebody doesn't know your favorite flower, but tries real hard. And they do. So people like to exert their power, and you're attracted to that, but it's not very good because it creates an unstable environment. But you can't help yourself but be attracted to that. And then you're constantly contemplating whether you should stay in some type of relationship or develop, or it could be friendship, could be relationship. But then you feel that aggression if you choose to leave, or you choose to think something different. So then you comply, and you do self-abuse, and it causes this despondent I know, like all of a sudden when I drift off now, you just don't feel like you have a handle on your life. Uh, uh, a lot of yellow, a lot of yellow. So you don't have the courage. Okay, so what you need to do is be vulnerable, but you have to be vulnerable to the right people. You know, you don't need to be vulnerable to be hurt. You can still be that beautiful self that you are. Kaylin Bennett. Okay, I'm gonna check again. Maybe something's. Hold on, before I go any further. Kaylin, you're next. Something. Okay, I'm gonna check directly why it hasn't come through. So just give me a second, okay? No, it's not come through. All right. We'll wait. We'll see. Kaylin Bennett. Oh, a lot of people are indifferent. Um, I gotta be a happy person, and I've learned to really cope with life, to allow myself to be indifferent, and just don't have any feeling about it, and that's fine. That's good because we overcome. Overcome was what was really taught back in the day of religion and stuff, and you find your strength, you overcome. The only problem is that you're going to be drawing more ego people to you, and you will be your inner world will start creating things, and you're like, but it doesn't make sense. I'm a good person. I don't understand why why bad things happen, and there just keeps this energy flow. Okay, you have a program that's running, and part of the program's hooked to this RTJP, which is the right temporal junction parietal lobe. Its job as a little kid when you developed was to think what other people think. So if you have the habit of thinking what other people think, then you're stuck in a loop. I would just stop. Don't think what they think. Don't run to the end of the timeline. Don't go there. Respond differently. Learn to heal the indifference, that feeling. Allow yourself to understand that the reason that you went into indifferent is because you didn't want to feel that disdain energy from them. Okay? Brittany Lynch. I've seen that last name all over. My back, I don't know if it's me or if it's you, but my spine, part of it is just really itchy. Um, I don't know if you have adrenal rashes or if there feels like something's creeping in there. Oh, I didn't even want to take a breath in right. What was that about? Attack. What do you mean? You really can't be yourself. So you are a set of emotions from indifference. What's trying to come through your skin, whatever it may be, is that you don't know how you can be happy. There is, wow, there's a theme going on because it's like you're not even allowed to have pride. And you've got to change that thought. You don't. You're not an ego person, and you don't have to think about how pride is bad. It's about how be proud in your work. Be proud that you have this job, or you have this look, or be proud that the way that you think. You need to have that sense of integrity and that love for yourself, and it doesn't have to go to the extreme. Okay, it doesn't have to go there, but it's like I don't know how to really be me. All right, so if you feel like you're under pressure having to live that life other people want you to do, you need to step back, and what is it you want, and slowly begin to put that into your life. Start using that right brain of yours. Deidre Jones. Oh, Jesus, I wanted to hold my breath, and I heard, feel the failure, fear, 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 failure. I can't even say it. Oh. What? What? No, can't even see that word. Are you looking for praise? Not in a conceited way. You're looking for this affirmation that everything's balancing, and you do all this good work, and you're looking from the universe, but you feel like you're just not doing it right because you're not seeing that alignment like you want. And they said that you haven't allowed yourself to have that expanded importance of self yet. You need to have that to some degree, which includes the self-care, includes learning to have self-actualization, and there's a hook of the feeling that you may not even be aware of. But when you're having conversations with people, you become very you become irrelevant to certain conversations, and you're smart. You're very smart, but you haven't. You don't know how to express that. Yeah, you don't even sure if you're touched with your emotion. There's a certain emotion you're not in touch with, and what do they call it? Axel thiamine. Yeah, you just don't know how to describe the words. Yeah. Breathe. Is this the next person? Okay. Melissa Hortzog. Melissa Hortzog. You got a lot of brain fog going on. I feel like there's brain fog. I feel like there's confusion. I feel like when I tried to read my eyes, well, maybe it's not my eyes. Maybe it's my head. A lot. It's just, it's not even about being hard to focus. It's just the energy just doesn't feel right, and I'm looking for if it's a specific no. And they're saying that the energies, so are you homolateral? No. Are you, so that the energy crosses? Okay, very good. And is the energies running backwards? Yes. And is the energy get tight in your head? Yes. So I would do crown pull. You need to get those energies open. And they said that it has to do with that seventh chakra. So just kind of imagine seventh chakra, use intention, and just kind of feel like you're separating, okay? You may have to do that a few times. The second one would be a Wayne Cook posture. You can find that on my website, or you can Google it, Donna Eden, Wayne Cook posture. And that'll help unscramble the thoughts. It'll help correct it so that when you don't wipe yourself out energetically. And you need to get your meridians moving in the right direction. So the collarbone, feel it, then at the end of it, it dips down into a hole. Just get in there. Tap, rub, but get in there, okay? Do that good 30 times because I feel like your energy is stuck in some place, okay? To your email. Well, sweetheart, I'm not getting anything. And maybe that's it, is that you didn't type the email in right. Because it should pop straight up. And that's B power. B as in Brenda, power. .mw, that's medicine woman. bpower.mw at dr as in doctor.com. Because I'm going for my doctorate. I'll recheck it again. I'll open that up. That's nothing there. Not coming through. So that might have been the problem. That's interesting. Now, where did you go? I was going to try something. So bear with me, folks. Won't let me do it in here. So, Elizabeth Cruz. I'm going to check something real quick. Are we friends at all? Because it probably won't let me because this is my fan page. Or my Elizabeth A B E T H Elizabeth Cruz. C-R-U-Z. No, we're not friends. Ooh. Oh, there's a lot of Elizabeth Cruzes, but none of them look like your picture. Well, that sucks. No. Well, if you can find me and ask to be friends, we can fix it. We can fix it quickly so that this isn't hanging. If it does have issues, what I can do is that after the show, connect with me through my fan page, okay? Like you're doing, somewhat, and then I will honor that after the show. If so you won't be out any money as long as we can get this thing straightened out, okay? Because obviously it must have been the email because I didn't get anything, okay? Just double checking on all of this, so please be patient. And then I will get to the next person. And that next person would be Tanya Cook. Now, if I get any of these right, please, that'd be great. You guys need to, I need feedback. Because I go so quick. And it's important that I can, that I got something right. Ooh, I just saw something. I just saw Elizabeth Liz. Oh, that's not the right one. Ugh. I mean, yay, but I mean, that's not the right person. That's Cruz. Okay, double checking. Don't see it. Okay, so that's so important, people, that we, I want to honor because you're honoring me back. And I'm going to try to do this, Elizabeth. Let's see if I can. We're going to try one more thing. Remember, Tanya Cook's next. And I'm going to add you, Elizabeth. Why don't you add me as your friend, and then I'll look you up this way. And we will go from there, okay? You then, because now you're my friend, you should be able to send me, there you go. Send me that now to pick, and then I get to look at it. We're getting there, people. I believe in you guys. I love you guys. And I don't want to leave anybody hanging. Okay. While I'm waiting for that, where'd my little button go? There. Oh, I get a bunch of hearts. Woohoo. Tanya Cook. Oh. What is that? The impression was first butterflies, but then I have all these little weird things that are not making any sense. I don't know if it's grass or what it is, but it's waving back and forth. Are you an animal? Well, I don't know what you are because you're a butterfly. Do you like butterflies? You don't like this page. You want a card. That's fine. Do cards. Be quick. Oh, well, we got one. If it has to do with relationships, it says something about retreat, 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 retreat. And something about very soon. So you're going through an indecision, something very toxic with somebody. And there goes the pendulum. Good Lord. You seem to attract people that are not very healthy for you. So do you have an attraction factor that you know the pattern they're referring to? Because they said that you have uncertainty that ties with it. Heal the uncertainty, and you should be able to get more clarity out of that whole thing, if that makes any sense. Elizabeth, since we're friends now, just send me the picture of the what you paid. Okay? And then we'll fix that. Who has money issues? I don't know. Next person is Kirsten, Kerstine, Kirstein, Golubber, Gobler, Christine Gobler. I'm so sorry, I don't mean to butcher people's names. Terrible at this, so. Oh, there's an uncertainty, and you have a habit of checking out, like drifting out, checking out, drifting out. And it has to do with, what are you pointing at? Vivid? Vivid recall, vivid memory, vividly you're remembering about an embarrassment. So if you're having this embarrassment, and it's something about money, oh, so it was you. And I need to turn it on. At a very young age, about 2 years old, you learned a money pattern. And somehow it was so, did it physically in her body? No, but it left a mark. It left a mark. And so there's a part of you that has problem approaching money in life. It's weird because it says like you go to approach to have money. What do you think is going to happen to you? Because you're uncertain of your abilities? No, you're just uncertain of money. Because you picked this thought pattern up, this behavior that you witnessed. So you mimicked of how people thought about money, and it's a program that sets inside of you. So as you try to bring more money in from other people, no, it's about other people. 7A, you're like almost afraid to approach people about money. Does she always have money? She loses it. So do you have contempt for money? Because they're pointing out a particular pattern that really it just keeps repeating, and you need to disrupt that pattern. Understand that. Get rid of the pattern. Jack's Rizzo shows. Jack's Rizzo shows. Elizabeth, I don't see any more from you. We're friends now, but I'm not seeing anything else. Doesn't help. I mean, is Jax even here? Wow, I just don't feel it. Don't feel it. But I'll do it anyway. But anyway. Wow, there's like no energy present. It's like he left the energy field. Very strange feeling. Don't quite get it. Good job, Elizabeth. All right, Jax. I'm just going to stop. No, I'll keep going. Wow, it's like you're not in touch with something. You're not in touch with something. I don't know what's happening with you. What I want you to do is if you are here, you can come back on and say, I'm here. I'm going to stop this reading because it's like there is, like you fell off the face of the earth. I don't know how to explain that. Very funny feeling. I can't, it's not that I can't read you. I could, but I'm not crossing that barrier. I respect your space. Franny Rizzo, are you here? Franny, are you here? Where are these people? Okay. Do I give one to Franny? They're saying yes. It's got this weird feeling and I don't understand it. All right, so we're just going to push that energy. Candle went out. That might have been it. No, I don't have any other way to pay. Australia doesn't really have. Franny Rizzo. It's about validation. And in this world of learning to receive, you are not receiving validation, and it's throwing the give and take, the giving and receiving. You need to balance that, because without learning how to receive, it throws your karma off. And if you are not receiving from people, you're taking a gift away from them, because some people love to give, if that makes any sense. No, I don't have any Cash App. By not learning how to receive, you do an overtime hopelessness, which means your hopelessness about something's just, oh, here we go again. But it's tied to the fact you're not receiving. If you don't know how to receive a compliment, you need to heal that out. You need to learn. You need to practice. You need to develop that particular area, because it literally is throwing you off balance, and it's not the right thing to do when it comes to, you can give, but you gotta learn to receive. Amy Stolenwork. Amy Stolenwork. Amy Stolenwork. Expanded. Oh, it says you're petrified and it's expanding out. You're not just having it with one incident. You're petrified happens on two particular things that happen to you. And it causes you to repulse from doing things. It literally pulls you from your joy. It literally pulls you from putting yourself in the arena of life. You can't really put your foot into, you won't allow yourself to be vulnerable, which means you can never get into the ring to really fight, or to be, or to develop. Because if you're afraid of having those feelings, then you're literally stopping the balance. Okay, you're literally stopping the balance. And if you stop that balance, then wow, stopping the how to, but you don't want to because it scares the fuck out of you. That petrified feeling, you need to EFT it out because literally it's causing me to feel like I can't do anything. And I feel like I'm in slow mo, but I could be super fast, but it doesn't make sense to me. Lenny, are you saying that you just paid? Well, I'm not sure what that is. I need a Sandy Potter tackle. Sandy tackle. A Sandy tackle. Ooh. I saw what your daughter did. That's awesome. Anyway, what? Lack of power. You feel like you're being taken for granted. You're repeating something in your mind over and over. Um, there's a lot of energy that you feel like it's not. It feels like it's not. Wow, what is going on with people? Are you taking medication? Because somehow it's causing misfire on the emotions, but you can't help but all of a sudden have a negative thinking, and then all of a sudden it drifts over here, and then I feel like you're spacey. And then you come back up and you're like, but I don't make sense to me. So somehow there's like the medicine's doing something to the way the way you think. Does it affect the frontal lobe? Yes, because the frontal lobe you were creating some sort of depression. So that was interfering with the way you were creating reality. So how were you creating the reality? Very self-conscious of right and wrong, which then eliminated you from doing the spiritual thing. It literally pulled you back. All right, so Elizabeth Cruz, I think your money finally came through because yep, there was an issue with the pain or the name, but that you got that taken care of. And I just want to. Why ain't it moving? I'm trying to see. Oh, now it's gonna. I think I froze it up because I saw one more person. I swear. Hello. What's it doing? Give me back my computer. Oh, now it moved so fast. We're going to do Elizabeth Cruz after Chandra Walker. Chanara Walker, okay? Ready? Chandra Walker. Yes, you've been waiting patiently. You have a tendency to look and remember what someone has said. So much so that it really does affect your world because sometimes you hear people dishonor and you can't help but to have that type of thinking. And there's a part of you that knows that what if they do it to me? Meaning you watched how people do it and they're supposedly friends of somebody else and then they act this way. You kind of know that if you see their pattern, it's going to happen to you. Deep down, you're just like, they're going to do this to me. But you can't go through life. You can't go through life with it affecting. Wow, every information just completely shifted. It says you're feeling what? I'm not making you trying to make you feel like shit. I'm trying to help you understand there's a pattern in here. And if you're around these people, they can make you feel like shit. But it's a loop. And you need to find people that inspire you. Not to say to have to get a better group of friends, but you need to begin to notice the difference of how people think and talk and be, and decide who you are and how you want to be, because it'll help you grow in such a way that, oh, I do want to be around people that are more inspiring instead of this or that, or I need more friends, to open it up further. Okay, now I mean, Elizabeth Cruz, you are ready, dear. What would you like to talk about? What would you like to talk about? Okay, you tell me, and then I'll get the timer set. Completely wrong. I'm glad we got that straightened out. Okay. So remember, people, I do 2 shows. I'm going to try to figure out how to get on Instagram. I'd like to be able to do a show on there as well. You can always rewatch these from my page, but if you can't do that, just go on over to YouTube and look for @Medicine Woman for You. And number 4, the letter U. And we'll go from there. Oh, she has not paid yet. But it looks like hold on, I gotta get this. Okay, hold on, people. It closed. I gotta verify and it didn't come through since I've got money. But why is it completely blank? Oh, it didn't. There it is. Why? Why won't it show me the contents? Always show external connect. Okay, this is really bizarre. I have never saw this. It says in tiny letters, she sent money. Try to open it. It tells me you can't see the content. That's bizarre. I don't want to write the service company. Oh, this proves to that person. See, this is why I don't use PayPal. That's all right. We know how to fix this. All right. Now, normally I usually only do the show for an hour and a half. Now, I'm gonna. Oh, she said chakras. I got to get the other window open. I can see that you paid. Darn thing. And it's gonna take forever. Okay, so while we're waiting, I'm going to just give that Christine Galupev a minute and a half. And hopefully when I get done, that little button of mine will pop open, and I think we found out. All right. So hopefully Christine. Did I just do a reading for her? Her name's very familiar. Maybe I already did. I'm stuck in a loop. There are some energies out there. This is really weird. Now, see what happens is that I can, usually all of your thoughts will be put through a chute, so I can only get a couple at once, and then I go from there. But now the energies are so weird, and I don't know what's happening, because it's like, see, she has sent me money. It's right there. All right. I'm going to just, because I already did the other one. Yes, I did. I don't know what's happening. All right. Does this have to do with what happens to her all the time? Is that a pattern? Is this a pattern for Elizabeth? Yeah, so I have to be very observant. So, okay, Elizabeth, do you have that? Do you have, I know you said chakras, but they're really trying to tell me something. Like it's like the fifth chakra has to do with, you talking about the front? Feeling how to speak, feeling how to connect, feeling how to make that choice, being able to speak up. Now, the energy that comes around, it kept coming around, I kept feeling like I was lost or I was looped. Something's not right. I have to repeat. I have to do this. Is this? And they said this is related to the fifth chakra in the front. And so, what is there something blocking it? Yes. Is it yours? Yes and no. What do you mean, yes, no? So, the hopelessness, okay, so work with me because you're paying. I want you to just give me some feedback. If you feel like you know what hopelessness is, you'd say hopelessness, yes, because here it says that in the chakra of the fourth, front or back, you're not telling me, you're just saying that you have a lot of, you don't know how to get connected with that energy because it literally, it's like a reproach. You go to approach somebody and then you don't know if they're going to bark. So you're not sure if you approach something, whether it's going to work. Do you know what I mean? So this keeps happening over. Turn it on, Brenda. It keeps happening. So I keep seeing this particular loop. So like when you were trying to pay, it just wasn't working. And they said that that is a great example, and that's why we had to do it. And then I had to get stuck in the loop in the feeling because it felt lost. Like, what did I do wrong? And it's not even about where I did wrong, but where is it located? Why is this not working? And they say you see it, but you see it another way. And that gets very confusing. So this fifth chakra in the fourth, so literally because of the reproach, it shut down the way that you can connect with your heart to doing things. Oh, okay. So in the heart, when you understand how the heart meridian works, emotion wise, it's I can't cope, or it exacerbates the feeling, or frightfully overjoyed. You can have inappropriate laughing, or inappropriate talking, inappropriate behavior in a wrong place, and you're like, oh. And then sometimes you can talk really too fast, or your speech become very talkative, you can't shut up, or become complete apathy, or love unreceived, heartache, vulnerability, can be fanatical, you can have hate, you just don't know what to do. I mean, there's just fighting myself, uncomfortable, a fear of judgment, I mean, creative insecurity, that emotion in the heart. Literally, it's a certain one of those emotions that you can't even really describe, but it becomes a block. And this fourth chakra does that because of the first chakra. Ooh, hear that whistle. First chakra, and that is the ability to have a space, a foundation, a home. The tribal space is very muddled. The stability is unstable. And because of that instability, and it'll carry it forward. And they said that at age 2, there was a great instability, and it became very muddled. And if you understand what muddled feeling is, you have this in your body, and it becomes very muddled. It's like sometimes you just feel like you're walking through mud, and you're just trying to get things done, and it takes extra effort. And because you know that the moment you begin to do something, you're going to get scorned. These emotions get trapped in the body. These emotions become set in our GPS, and then it directs us. This is the life we have to have. You can resolve all these, you understand? Because we're going back to the fifth chakra where it's your will, okay, in the back. And you don't have the will, which is I don't feel like I have the right to speak up sometimes. And that is because you placed your will into saying, I will not speak up. Because I know if I speak up, my heart's going to get hurt and the environment's going to become unstable. Okay? Again, that's what happened when it was younger. And whatever happened that didn't get resolved, its unresolved stories, will come forward into the now. The energy, tell me more about the energy. The energy outside of you is that you have to be prideful of things. Did you say you didn't want to do that? No. The arrogance bugs you. You tried that, you've done that, but you're sick of that, you don't want that, you want to better yourself, but you feel like you can't. Oh, there's that word again. Um, Alexa thymia. And that is the inability to describe your feelings. Inability, it's so literally, there's no mental connection to a particular emotion. But you can know that you feel something, but you don't feel anything as far as knowing how to describe it. Because bully energy, it's like they say you can see that everywhere. And a bullying energy actually changed the ions in your body. Not all of them, just a few. And it turned them to positive ions, which is not healthy for the body. You have the negative ions. And then what that did was that put a program in place, a program for your behavior. So, you're having to live up to standards some other people placed. And you don't want to be said that you're something else, that you, like, let's say you talk on the phone too much. You're like, fuck that, I don't talk on the phone too much. Oh, you wear too much makeup. Fuck that. No, I don't wear that much makeup. Do you understand? There's this rebellion in you that's like, what? So there's a party that feels like they're insults, and so you have to live up to a certain way of living. Does that make any sense to you? Oh, no, my God. Okay, so my adrenals now. In this case, was the kidney area. Criticism seems to really affect you. Um, mm, it's making, sounds weird, but something about I'm not able to pee correctly. It's not okay. This is a strange thing. They're making it sound like you just the water is not going correctly in your body. It's going in a different direction. It feels like it's not processing. So, in some cases, you could have more stomach issues, uh, stomach issues that would cause throat issues, and it just bounces back and forth, if that makes any sense. And so the energy is not running in the direction it needs to go. It's not. Um, oh, now it's affecting my ears. Um, you're just like, I'm so tired of hearing this. I'm so tired of hearing. So that you're literally sorry, you're more auditory? Yes. So you can hear between the lines, but because you're so caught up with certain emotions, it becomes scrambled hearing. And sometimes you just don't want to hear it because these emotions of feeling like you're stuck on reproach and stuck on how you're going to um, be affected by this whole thing. And you're just like, it just keeps going back to that. And then they said that was that too, but they say that you almost turned 16 and you had another major incident of that experience. And did you used to throw up? Um, they said there's a habits that you may have seemed like you grew out of them, but they're stuck in the body, and the energy is stuck, literally not moving. Which meridians are really stuck? Large intestine and spleen. So when we go back, you have your first chakra, your third chakra. Your third chakra says, I just, in the back. So the will is I'm willing to keep acting a certain way. I'm willing to keep acting a certain way so that I don't have to what? Feel that awkward feeling, feel that feeling that you get from people that causes you to behave a certain way. Do you see it's a program? It just literally lines up and it can keep going. You need to disrupt the program. It's not a strategy as much as it's a program. And it becomes an auto response. And what I would tell you about your chakras, the best thing you can do is take your hand. For you, it literally, so just imagine, okay, you know where your root chakra is, and you need to work on your fifth. And even though you can't really reach behind you, you can use your imagination that you're in the middle, okay? Or you can do this. But you want to see, right now I'm going in counterclockwise, but looks clockwise to you. Doesn't matter which way you go, okay? Clean it out. But literally get into it. Use your intention to go into that chakra, okay? And then when you end up, you want to make sure you end up going clockwise. Do that for a few minutes. Do it a couple times a day. It starts to help move this. But you'll have to pay attention to your patterns. Can you speak up? Can you change? And you have the courage to change. That you don't have to act a certain way. Get some EFT. Start tapping. Even though I let them get to me, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. You need to really get in there and begin to tap, because you're holding the patterns in your ears. Okay, this is where auditory is. When you look to the left middle, that means you're remembering. So a lot of times we'll be thinking about something and we'll look in the direction where it's held. And then over here is where you construct what they say, because you already know what the hell they're going to say. So you're coming back with what you want to say. So then you're creating a lot of self-talk. Literally need to disrupt this, because that program keeps going, and I keep seeing more stagnant energy in the body. Okay, so as far as fifth chakra is being affected by the root chakra, so I would also work down on your root chakra to open that up and get it cleared. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you, my dear. Hey, Leon, how you doing? All right, it's over 2 hours. All you wonderful people, thank you for paying and giving me that exchange of energy. Thank you for all your new people. Remember to hit like or love, and you can get a card. Share, you get an extra card, okay? And that way you can get 2 cards that could tell a story. If you've got a reading tonight and it was right, I know if there's anything that's right, I need feedback. If that would be great, be very helpful. And you're welcome, Elizabeth. I'm glad we get it all figured out. Now, I will be back again on Monday and Tuesday Australian time. Look for me on Instagram. I'm going to get that going, because I think I'm going to be doing a show on there too. I've tried to do it on YouTube, but nobody shows up. So if you want to watch the shows again, remember you can watch it anytime. To look for your timestamp to hear the message again. You can go to YouTube and look for Medicine Woman 4, the number 4, the letter U.com, and go there. So, and if you want any paid readings, I do them cheaply. So it's $30 for 15 minutes, and PayPal it, and we can do it off the air, or you can have it longer. Some people pay for an hour. Some people use healing, not just the readings, because I'm a healer first and foremost. Okay. I don't mind talking to you off the air, but understand that that's my time. Somehow the energy has to be balanced. I do not believe in creating karma, so I don't mind answering a few questions. But other than that, like I said, share and get a card, and love and get a card, and all that. Remember, if you want to hear more about, what do you call it? Hit like on my fan page and all that. So I will see you guys. Did you just send a payment for 1111? It didn't. Oh, hold on. If it did, then I will honor that and I won't go. I will do it right now. And it worked. Oh, okay. Come on. You can do it. Make it appear. Why didn't it make its funny little sounds? And you did, sweetheart. Yes. Okay. All right. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to honor her. She just honored me. Where'd it go? No, that doesn't matter. You're there. Okay. What do you want to talk about, hon? Oh, hey, as long as that works. So what did you want the reading about? Because that's very helpful, you know. I figured out a way to combat the cold in here. I got an electric blanket. It's like, forgot I had one. All right, so wait for you to tell me what you want to talk about. I can just do a cold read, and then the spirits can just tell me what it is that they see that's causing a repeat. All right, well, I'm going to hit start, and then I'll look up and see if there's anything specific. Good night, Lenore. We'll see you later. Worry. So you're worrying about something in particular? Oh, my heart is in my chest. What the hell? Oh. Okay, so what you see happening with my life, really the love and the work. My heart is beating on my chest. Is this work? No, this is love life. What are you doing to your worrying? You're worrying. All right, so I'm just going to get the cards. Oh, wow. My heart. Oh, son of a gun. All right, Spirit. You want her to have all these? Yes, you had 4 cards that just don't. These look to free yourself. So they say free yourself. You want her to have these 2? Oh, turn them around. Which one comes next? Free yourself from the attraction of wanting to retreat. Because very soon, all right, do you want another card? No. Free yourself from the attraction of wanting to retreat, because that is based on what? An awkward feeling. So it's based on an emotion. So if there's a specific emotion that's controlling how you're thinking, what's causing the worry? The awkwardness. So there's an awkward feeling that you're feeling. Does this make sense to you? Because this awkward feeling caused you to feel like you lack control. Then all of a sudden, you can start constructing, visualizing, and creating things that aren't true. So the worry is creating stuff that's not true. Is it based on a past memory? No. So it's her energy. Has it always been like this? Not really. So the energies are off. What energies are off? So you have a habit that you cannot have your self-efficacy. You can't follow through on creating something on it because, okay, so do you like to have control? Because they're saying that you're like, okay, I'm feeling like I'm very annoyed. I'm very annoyed, and I feel like somebody's pointing out a weakness I have that's not really weakness. So are you getting repetitive feedback that is pointing out a flaw that you know it's not a flaw, but it just, I feel like it's a joke. So are you a butt of the joke? Because you're around somebody that's very left brain and they're speaking in a, are you left brain? No. That's why it gets very confusing. So as you begin to create something and you get a left brainer that comes up and says it in a very dry digital way of saying things, then it causes you to get very upset because the way the delivery is, it isn't very healthy. And this delivery is not very nice, but this left brain thing person thinks they're doing you a favor when in reality it's not. Okay. Um, okay. So okay. Um, all right. She's okay. So I put on weight and I don't feel right now, and my work's out of my control. Okay. So there is a lack of control. So does he do that to you as far as make you feel like shit? I mean, literally, your ability, they showed me like you had this ability, you're creating something and you can see it, but the coming in and saying, that's not a, what, you know, do you understand what I'm saying? It's very, the communication process has changed. I feel like you've become more right brained in the last 3 months, more so, which means you've connected more with compassion and you've connected more with your spirit. Your body is gaining weight because it has to do with that awkwardness. And I feel in panic. So your body's creating the hormones, the extra cortisol you don't need to have. Um, you just don't feel like you fit either because I feel like you're like, this is his domain, this is where he's supposed to be. I don't fit. Does that sound about right? Um, okay, so yes. All right. So I think that you are learning to grow differently. And if you want him to be in your space, you're probably going to have to accept the fact that that's who he is. But I'm going to tell you soulfully no. Don't bury yourself. Don't hide yourself. Don't. I want you to grow. And the thing that you between you and him is that you got to stop becoming irrelevant in the conversations. I feel like he's really left brain. And I was married to one. And there's no room for a relationship when you're nothing but I'm not sure exactly what you are. I just know that I was a possession. I could be put on the shelf, get dirty, and it won't matter. He won't dust me off. It'll just, you know, things to collect. And when you begin to fall out of sync where one grows and the other one doesn't, you don't grow together, and they tell you they do, but they really don't. They want everything to stay the same. You are coming to crossroads. Is she at the pass switch? Not yet. You still have to develop your integrity with yourself, and that strength and that self-efficacy needs to be developed regardless of what comes out of his mouth. You need to start finding people that are going to support you and who you are, because you need that healthy support and to know that you're not going freaking crazy. Um, when you become this beautiful spirit that he tries to overpower me, but then calms down and agrees with me. Yeah. Um, you may want to yeah, that healing of power. Um, it's telling you that you need to free yourself first and before you retreat, okay? Because it looks very attractive, but it is also coming very soon. But the thing is you need to develop yourself a little bit more. Get that confidence, get that strength. Be vulnerable, but yet Be courageous, but you don't have to put up with any of that. And if it becomes too much, then you may have to, what they say, grow up faster. You may have to take action. Learn spirituality as in synchronicity. Thank you, Spirit, for, and set your GPS to happiness and wait for how Spirit will teach you. When I started to, I needed friends and all this, I have a healing tool I used, and that's the golden lasso. I threw it out, pulled it in, and as I started to pull the golden lasso in, the truth started to come up about how I felt when I started to pull in a friend and say, oh, God, I'm afraid to talk to people. So I had to tap that out. I had to heal that. Oh, I'm an introvert. Oh, crap. So then I took and used timeline therapy to pull that introvert out. And then I started to, but I really become very nervous. I healed the nervousness out. And as I began to pull further into it, as I began to pull further and further, that the truth of that golden lasso really helped me develop, and I started to get stronger. And anytime I had his attack or other people's attack, there's another one. It's called pick myself up off the floor. And again, if you go to my webpage, you can find that. And I literally had an incident where they pushed their power over me, and all my color spilled on the floor. And then slowly I just started pulling my power back. I mean, I couldn't even drive. I couldn't even think. I pulled that power back in. And I was looking at the colors, and all of a sudden I had the strength back. And so I was unafraid to go back into that position. And I was ready for a face-off if necessary, but then they left. And it's very important that you use tools, because you've got a lot of strength coming, and you have it, and it's buried, and out here scares you. Do use the tools. You'll get stronger, and you can move. And when you do so, then you can get rid of that self-loathing that you're supposed to do to yourself. Even though I self-loathe, these nasty patterns, the self-deprecation, stop those. Those aren't yours. You just took them on because you figured his value, that opinion, they're right. What do I know? Well, you know a lot. You don't have to be any of that negative. So get rid of those, okay? Because and money, you're going to. As soon as you start working with the universe, use the golden lasso, pull in the money. Find out the little things that stop you. And if you go to, if you want, okay, I'll give you one more second, because she says, well, I love him. I just want him to calm down a bit. Why is your soul projecting him to do this? And that is because you're rejecting something in yourself. If you're rejecting and not allowing yourself to be yourself, then you're going to have to produce somebody out there to do the same thing to you. So heal how you have to reject yourself. Get rid of the self-loathing, get rid of the self-rejection, get rid of the denigration, because you're going. Remember, this is a mirror. He is your mirror when it comes to certain things. He is your mirror. Why is myself projecting him to reject me? Oh, therefore I must be rejecting myself. Okay? All right. Yes, and I imagine it will. All right, people, it's been 2 hours and 18 minutes. Remember, hit like, you get a card, share, you get another card, and I will be back, next week. And as well, I'm going to try to get on Instagram and do maybe a show there once a week. So, but first I got to get an app that works. We'll find out how that works. All right. I love you all. And what do I always want to say to everybody? I send you much love and stay blessed.